I always wondered how many people would show up if I live stream early. This is 4 is the number. That, by the way, that is exactly how many people are going to show up. Let me turn down my gain just a touch. There we go. We have. I guess I should show off the very thing that we're kind of testing today. This is the Streamer X. Just got the drivers in. Just got the, well, not drivers. It's a Road Central download. And everything is good to go. It took me a little bit to get this all set up and working just right. And I just kind of wanted to see what kind of stuff you could expect with this thing, doing a live stream. And why not do a live stream to test it out? Because this is a problem when you're reviewing gear, is you need to actually use it in real world scenarios. And for microphones, it's really easy. You just set up and you record some audio. Maybe I've done a few paid spots with new mics, and then you just test it out. You see what it's like. But with the streaming device, my God, you actually have to stream with it. And I'm not a big game streamer. I would love to be a game streamer. I would love to be one of those people that just sits here and plays video games for a living. However, nobody wants to watch me play video games horribly. So, Sean, just so you know, going live now and probably later on tonight. It might be at 5 p.m. It all depends on my wife's schedule. My wife's out at a birth. If she's home in time to take my child to synchronized swimming, I will be going live at 5. If she's not, I'm going to take my child to synchronized swimming. Then I will come back and we'll do the live stream. So this is happening twice today. It's a 2-for-1. And one of the things I just wanted to do is I just wanted to try this out. This is the this is kind of the test to see whether or not everything's working.
And you've got all the buttons.
All the fun stuff
on this thing.
Again, this is like a Rodecaster Pro with video, a video capture card. A very small Rodecaster Pro. However, it does work a little differently. Sorry, Mike. Yeah, just messing with people. This has a lot of functionality that the Rodecaster Pro has, and it's really cool to kind of see this, and I just kind of wanted to walk you guys through a little bit of it. I don't know how many people are going to be dropping in today. We have 9 concurrent I didn't think I was going to get 9 people in on this stream at 10:45 on a Friday morning. Hopefully y'all aren't at work just hanging out. But let's talk a little bit about my setup process with the Streamer X. This is something that I wasn't expecting to be as difficult, but it's my fault. This thing is a super simple setup if you have the right cables. And this is the big thing. They actually say in the manual, make sure you're using the cable that comes with the Streamer X. And I did. The problem is my laptop's a piece of garbage. And I have a USB-C on the back of my laptop. And the USB-C on there is not USB 3.0, which means it can't really transmit the video. So I was hooking it up. I'm like, why isn't the video working? It's the cable. It's not necessarily the cable. The cable that Rode sent with it was perfectly fine. It's my computer. So what you need to do is you need to make sure, if you don't have a USB 3.0 USB-C input on your computer, that you'll need to get a USB-C to USB-A cable. And I dug one out. I had one on my back set up there. I dug it out, worked perfectly fine. So it's just a matter of making sure you're using the right cables. Your HDMI cable also has to be 2.0 or higher. You can't skirt. That is if you want to do 4K video. So just make sure you have the right cables. Don't be like me. It's 10:45 in the Philippines. Just finished a live stream, so I'm good here. Wow, 10:45 in the Philippines. Mike, staying up late. So that means it's Friday night there in the Philippines. Cool. So Friday night fun. Is this your first live stream, Mike? I believe you've joined us early morning for yourself on the evening live stream that we usually have. Anyways, Sean, don't get caught actually watching this at work. Let's take you through a little bit more of the setup that we have going on here. So we're going to move over to this. And this is the easiest. Oh, this is your first. I guess I've just seen you commenting on things. So this is the first thing that you come in when you plug in the Streamer X with the new Rode Connect all ready to go. This is the screen you get with it. It basically shows it's probably going to ask you to update when you first plug it in. It takes about 10 minutes to update. Perfectly fine, no issues whatsoever, and you basically get the usual setup. If you've got a Rodecaster Pro, you will know this setup. It's pretty straightforward. You got your audio setup, your device configuration, which is pretty not exactly filled out right now. I don't know if this is going to be something that they fill out a little bit more. And then you have customizing your smart pads. So for the audio setup, this is the cool thing about this is you have down here at the bottom. Actually, let me get rid of my video there. There we go. So you'll see down at the bottom you have all these different types of things you can do with this: streaming, presentation, video call, gaming, all this kind of stuff that are kind of presets. Now under gaming, you'll notice my HDMI. I'm sending it out, but I'm not actually hearing my own HDMI signal as well, because the audio signal from your HDMI can double up. So it's pretty cool. Also in this, and this is the one thing that I love about this, this little Streamer X has all the Aphex and all that stuff. It has the onboard DSP, which means all you have to do is go in here, and I don't have it actually on right now, so we're going to turn that on. Ooh. By the way, also working with the PodMic. This is the PodMic USB. Also came with it. And we're going to go into advanced, make sure the noise gate is off. I don't really... It's not that I don't like the noise gate. It's that I don't need the noise gate. So we'll keep that off. And with this PodMic, I'm pointing at it as if you can actually see me here. With this PodMic, I do find it to be, it has that low register, even with all the processing off. You'll notice it doesn't have a lot of that high sparkle. So even my S's aren't going wild, which is really weird for a microphone of me. I'm usually S'ing it up. So when you turn the processing on, I don't actually mind having the oral exciter on for this. And you combine that with the de-esser, it actually, I don't actually seem to have a problem with this. This microphone is fantastic. Usually with any other condenser microphone, I'm like beating the hell out of that de-esser with my S's. So this is the basic setup, and you've got all the processing that you can expect off the Rodecaster Pro, which is really cool. And it's just in line. It's just ready to go. And again, you have all of your settings for all of the audio coming in. You have 2 USB ports on the back of this thing. You'll see. It's hard to see because my auto. I have to disable my the auto focus. So you can see like you do have USB 2. Also, there's secondary power because you can use this with a phone, which is absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, this thing is kind of cool. How does that feel, baby? Sean, are you being dirty in chat? A little later, I have to QC Church of the Rock, a TV show in Winnipeg. All right. Oh, wow. So we do have people filling in. All right. So Sean is getting dirty. Just, guys, you can just ignore Sean if you want. Anyways, this is kind of what I wanted to show you here. Let me turn myself off here again. And this is the basic simplicity of this is you plug it in, it recognizes it up here on Streamer X right here. You plug it in, it's recognized, customized smart pads. See, I don't know if I do this, whether or not it's going to cut out. Should I try this? Should I? Let's see. Continue. It does not cut out. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to check this presentation mode. This is kind of cool. What this does is it turns your Streamer X into something that you can use with if you're doing presentations with slides and all that stuff. This presentation mode. Let's turn me off again. Presentation mode basically turns it into a slide operator, which is really cool. So if you're doing work stuff online and you need to like not be clicking through on stuff, you can literally operate it with the back and forth. But here we can
turn that on. Sorry about that.
All right, so that's off. You can actually change these while you're in here, right? So you can turn this into whatever you want it to be, whether you want it to be a sound. We're going to cancel. we're going to get the sensor button, and we are going to overwrite that with overwrite the pad, and we're going to drag and drop. So I've got a little thing here. Where to go? All right, there it is. Okay, so let's put that into there. Perfect. So that's been changed out. Now we have a sound that I've dropped in here. It's called That Said. Now, the reason I dropped That Said in there is Ken McCone, one of our longtime viewers here, he says you're supposed to take a drink every time I say That Said. So I now actually have a button. That Said. There we go. That Said. That's my little button now to... so I can make y'all get drunk. If you're going to be drinking whenever I say that, That Said. There you go. Sean, I've got a little thing here too. Oh, dear God, Sean. Why am I reading Sean's comments? Jesus. Andy Pronobis, longtime listener, first-time caller. Just saying hi. How's it going, Andy? Welcome to the live stream, dude. If you, I don't know, have you been in on the live streams before? This is a special kind of place at the live stream. Just saying. Also, 17 viewers, only 3 likes. Come on, guys, crush that like button for me. Make sure this video gets out there. I really want to see, like, this is obviously not the review of the Streamer X. This is me testing it out and playing with it and seeing the kinds of stuff I can do with it. A couple other things I do want to go through here while we're, there's the like counter going up. Cheers, guys. Love you all. Appreciate you all. Couple more things that I just kind of wanted to go through is on the front of this thing, you do have the usual buttons. So if you're used to the Rodecaster Pro or the silhouette of the Rodecaster Pro, these are all the buttons. That Said. See, it's just, these are all this is the robot voice or the
voice.
This is the high-end robot, I think.
Okay, so this is just, garbage. I don't know. I don't understand the need for all these voices.
All right, so let's get off that. And then you have the usual stuff. God, that's loud. Then you have controls for your headphones. So this is your headphone preamp, so you can turn yourself up. You also have mic controls here. Every time you click this, it goes to another control, so you can plug in the NTH 100M. I believe that's the NTH. These headphones, but with the microphone. I do have that. I am going to test it out to see how well it sounds. But you can have that, and you just switch the control over on this. And you also have wireless, so you can actually set this up to work with Wireless Go, Wireless Me, all that kind of stuff. And it's really cool that you can just swap between them, and you have instant control of whatever mic you're using. I really like that. I'm curious at everyone if it's me or the volume is low from your end. Switch from mobile to TV so I can hear you better with the volume up a bit. Let me just check. I am blasting. Actually, you know what? Here, I'll share this screen. Guys want a little bit of Inception? Let's go to there. See, you can see my audio that I'm actually going into. Yeah, that is total Inception here. You can see the audio where I'm going into with Streamer X audio. It's getting into the yellow. I can turn it up just a little bit if you like. So let's gain that up a little bit. There we go. I'm not peaking, so you guys let me know if you think it's a little low or if it's a problem. But what is going into OBS right now is perfectly fine signals. Like, there is no issue. So let's move this back over to here, and let's feel free, guys. If you have questions about this thing and you want to know, just hit me up. Am I currently doing double PC streaming right now? No, I am not. Woobo, I am not a streaming expert. I am kind of an audio guy. I'm really excited about this because I do a weekly stream with this channel, and the ability to replace, this is the big thing, this Camlink 4K. Just this alone, the price you're spending on it, just for a capture device, is ridiculous. I've already had one of these crap out on me. Now, you know what the thing is about this kind of stuff is, I think it was about a month ago, my Camlink 4K crapped out on me. I called the company. They're like, buy another one. But it crapped out. Like, you guys, it's your problem. It's not my issue. Buy another one. So I went out and I spent the extra money on it. Rode has never given me a problem. When I have a product crap out on me, I don't call them as a quote unquote influencer or a YouTuber. I just call their technical difficulty hotline, and if something like that happens, they replace it. A lot of their gear has lifetime replacement on it. I can't speak to the Streamer X whether or not it does, but my God, man, like having to go buy a new cam link. This is also an audio interface, obviously. All those little things kind of bundled into one, along with all of the Aphex processing, along with all of that stuff. It's really cool that you have a whole unit here that does everything for you. And I'm really excited to put this thing as a backup now. My Camlink 4K is now going to be just a thing sitting in the corner that if things ever go wrong and I need it, it's going to be there. But for now, this is my streamer backup. 26 folks. Wow, everybody in. 26 people in. 27. Make sure you hit that like button if you like what you're watching. I get up to stream just as I finally get to sleep. Nice. Does the HDMI audio become available as a source? Can you send different audio to the HDMI out? That is a great question. Now, your HDMI audio is going to be coming from your camera, right? So that's your HDMI audio camera out is going to be the audio that is. So I do actually have a scratch mic on my camera. It's the Video Mic Go, I believe. And technically, and let me just do this here. So we'll go over to this. Let's get out of here. Go into here, audio setup. You'll notice here under HDMI, this thing is down. This means that I'm not getting the HDMI audio from the camera. I don't even know if it's actually set up to transmit audio from the camera, because I think I turned that off just because I don't like having the audio from the camera sent as well, especially when you're working with this. So I don't know what kind of, I don't think you can assign audio to certain channels. I think these channels, remember, this is going through Rode Central, not going through the Rode X streaming software, the Unify. This isn't going through Unify. So I don't know how much this is going to change, how much they're going to offer the ability to route through Rode Central, or whether or not Streamer X is going to be working with Unify in the future. I do believe Unify is part of the process that they're going to be. I haven't fleshed all that out, so I don't want to speak on it. I'm still going through a lot of the literature and how to use this stuff. So probably ways to, you can also, I believe, use Unify at the same time that you have this running. You don't have to have Rode Central up to have this running. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how all of this stuff goes. And then with Rode Unify, you can literally just pick and choose where all your audio is going. So the whole setup with Rode Central, Rode Unify, and the Streamer X, it looks like it's going to be a pretty powerful system. Love your review videos. I'm excited about this Rode Streamer X only because it's easy to set up for double PC streaming audio. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like double PC, you can also like plug in a USB microphone into it as a mic. Like it's crazy how versatile this is. Let's go back. Once again, I am not a great OBS user, so give me a bit. Occurred to me to ask some HDMI question, but I didn't know quite how to form the question. So are you wondering about whether or not you can use that HDMI channel for a secondary channel, like for a different audio source? I'm kind of curious. And that's the thing, they're talking about B&H guy didn't know at NAB. Yeah, B&H presented all this product, and they wouldn't have been the product experts at it. They were just kind of like unveiling and showing exactly what they have. Yeah, and you know, those HDMI questions, hit up questions down below. Put questions that you have specific, especially if I can't answer them right now. I am more than happy to send some of this stuff to Rode. I'll literally send them a whole list of stuff that we can do follow-up videos on, and we can kind of figure out exactly the versatility of this thing. I'm going to be really curious. But yeah, if you have any like super specific questions, yeah, down below if I can't answer them right off the bat. I'm just wondering if I missed anybody here. I don't think so. Anyways, This thing is, I was still going through the buttons here. You guys distracted me. Okay, so the other buttons that you have here, obviously you have your mic. This is your gain control. And if you press it, you can actually change what kind of input it's picking up on, either wireless, headphone with the little microphone there, or main XLR microphone. Obviously, I'm using the PodMic on XLR. On the very back as well, hard to see, but there's a 48 volt phantom power button right here that you can push if you want to use this with a condenser mic of sorts. Works with any mic, like any interface, by the way. Down here, you have a couple things. You have a mute button, so you can mute your mic. Kind of cool. Also, you have a camera feed interrupter. Let's say nipple comes, man. Let's say it's falling out of your shirt and you just got to, like, you know, it's every once in a while we all have a nipple fallout, okay? There's nothing wrong with it. But now you can avoid offending our senses just by pressing this button. There you go. Look at that. I don't know how many times you need a video interrupt. I don't know how important that is. I don't think I've ever run into the need to interrupt my video feed. That said, I mean, if there's some weird stuff going on around you and you really don't want it to get onto YouTube, and I know a lot of channels that have this stuff, that there might be stuff happening around you that YouTube isn't going to want to live stream, and, you know, maybe your girlfriend walks by without a shirt on, boom, you can turn it off just like that. They never fall out because I use clamps. Mine, you never know, man. You never know. My shirt's almost see-through, so I'm sure watch the viewers just fall off now. Holy crap, 29 viewers. How's it going, everyone? Join in on the chat. Feel free to jump in, ask anything. I'm here for you. Mike, can you change the volume of the sound effect? Yes, you can. The audio being uploaded is too high and it may peak. So let's go back to this. So here you'll notice right here you've got the sound effects. And let's use mine. Let's see how bad this is. That said, okay, so that's pretty good actually. So let's bring this down. That said, there you go. Yeah, so you'll notice if I crank it up. That said, ooh, spicy. Okay, so just that normal. Said, so you actually have control over all of the audio sources here. It's not granular control on these things. You can basically just choose what's going to stream and what you're listening to. Okay, so you actually have all of the ability to change the volume on that. Not super granular, but I do believe that's something that's going to be changing. Rode, everything they do is always a development. And this is one of the things I love about Rode is they will take your feedback. This is why I say write your questions down. Rode actually will take your feedback and work on it. Most of the updates to the Rodecaster Pro 2 and even the Rodecaster all come from feedback. They all come from people going, geez, why can't I do this one thing? I really want to be able to do this one thing with the Rodecaster Pro 2. And this is something that if you're requesting it, if you're really, really into being able to split your HDMI audio and use that source for something else, Rode will look at a way to do that kind of stuff. So make sure if you have a specific request for this, put it on their plate. Make sure that they see that there's something that you want out of the Streamer X, because it's really Timothy Dowd. I've never seen you on a live stream. Welcome. Good afternoon from Tenerife. Oh, wow. I don't even know where that is. Cheers, brother. Will it connect to an iPad with a GH5 Mark II? So the only thing you require to hook this thing up to any camera, so let's start with the camera first. The GH5 Mark II, only thing you need is an HDMI cable. It's not, this is the capture card. So as long as your camera has HDMI out, and you can put it into a capture card, it will work with the Streamer X. You don't have to worry about specific cameras not working with it. All you got to worry about is an HDMI out, because all this does is it sees an HDMI feed. That's all it is. So if your camera has HDMI out, and I believe the GH5 Mark II does have HDMI out. That's the new one, if I recall. 4K 60. I believe it's 4K 30 or 4K 60. Once again, I haven't gone over everything. This is not the original or the review that's going to be coming out for this thing. This is more just me playing with it to see how it works. But yeah, up to 4K 60 for certain things, 4K 30. So lots of options here, which is really cool. 4K capture on this. Whether or not I have been to, oh, cool, Sean. Whether or not it will work with an iPad, according to Rode, this works with iPad and iOS, or all iOS devices. So yes, you can actually record onto a phone. I don't think it works with Android. If I recall, I remember thinking, but Android's always left out in the cold. These things are developed on Mac. And I can say that. Rode develops at least most of their products on Mac, meaning they're basic plug and play with all Mac products. They just work really, really well, and you don't have to worry about it. PC, this works fantastic with PC. I had no issue. I basically, once I had the right USB cable on it, I just went in, chose the feed in OBS, and it was good to go. There was no issues whatsoever. This is a really, really, really nice unit for plug and play. And of course, the mic controls, all of the XLR, the USB, all of this stuff you can use with Rode are going to work flawlessly already because they've been hammering those details out with the Rodecaster Pro 2. It actually has internal streaming, which I use, but I want up the audio. Nice. And you know what? That's the other thing about Rode right now is you look at a lot of the other devices on the market right now, and this is the first video capture card and interface on the market, according to Rode. If you want to prove me wrong, you prove me wrong. They say it's the first one to market. I've looked. I can't find any capture device that also works as an interface, as well as the feature set of this interface. The Orlick Cider, the big bottom, basically all of their affects or whatever they call it, that's all proprietary to Rode. They bought those companies. They own that stuff. So if you want all of that stuff to give the sparkle to your audio, and you want the ability to stream with Rode Unify, all that kind of stuff, you have that, right? You have that through Rode. And I did see a comment from somebody when I did the announcement video and all this stuff, and somebody's like, it's overpriced. For what, man? This thing alone? Just this thing alone, the Camlink 4K. These aren't cheap. Capture cards are not cheap. This thing is a capture card. It's a Rodecaster Pro. It's a control device. You can use this to control OBS. I am not smart enough to set that up yet. I am going to learn how to set that up. But you can use this as a control device for OBS. So you have a Stream Deck in here. You have the Elgato 4K Camlink in here. You have a Rodecaster Pro 2 in here. All of this stuff jammed into something that's not much bigger than the palm of my hand. This thing it's pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Can you hear the differences on a Mac? I am actually going to be trying this out on a Mac just to see how ungodly plug and play it is and to be jealous. I do have a MacBook, the M1 MacBook, whatever it is, the slim design. We're going to be plugging it into that and seeing how it works with that. That's also like it's only got 8 gigs of RAM. So it's going to be really interesting to see how it deals with the video out. And it's going to be a good part of the review. It won't sound different on a Mac though, Sean. Thank you for your question. Sweet sound of the mic and delivery TV. That's actually a great point. And this is something that, gosh, how do I say this? When I first reviewed the PodMic, not blown away. Not blown away. It's not I thought it's a decent sounding, it's okay. The SM58, a much more versatile microphone that you can have in your locker, a much more versatile microphone to own, was always a better option for me. SM58 all day. It's $100, same price. I believe even the SM58 might have been a little bit cheaper when these things were released at first. Also, the pops on the original I found were a little aggressive. This thing has, by the way, It's gonna assault some of your ears. This thing also has this these new pop filters that they're printing out of Rode, and this thing is nice because one of the things I had a problem with the original PodMic was it poppy. Oh, a little bit of ASMR there. This now actually deals with that. It does cut off a little bit of that top end. It takes a little bit of the airiness away, but I don't pop on this bloody mic, and I pop on every mic. I am one of the poppiest SOBs you will ever meet on any mic, and the PodMic is I actually like this. When you conclude it with the Aphex, I actually really like this microphone. Does Philly Cheese, does it have enough gain to run a Shure SM7B? Yes, it does. Especially, so this has the same gain. This has the same preamp, the Revolution preamp that's on the Rodecaster Pro 2. So if you Rodecaster Pro 2 can push it, this thing can push it. And I believe these are at 72 dB of gain. Do not quote me on that. I'm going to look into that. That'll all be part of the review. But yes, you can push an SM7B with this. And to add to that, with the effects that you can add to it at the same time, the compression, the big bottom, the oral exciter, all that stuff, it's a really nice marriage between the SM7B and the Rode, basically all Rode preamps, the Revolution preamps. Excuse me, it's going to be perfectly fine, and you're going to sound really nice and rich on an SM7B. Definitely no problem. By the way, welcome to the live stream, Philly Cheese. I want a Philly cheesesteak sandwich now. I need to go to Philadelphia for one of those. I've never actually had one straight from Philadelphia. One of my favorite sandwiches. Best thing you can put between bread, by the way. Oral exciter. Yeah, you're not even trying to contain me now. Oh, I'm sorry, Sean. I just got a commercial roll during the feed. I've never seen that on this live stream. Oh, I think that might be turned on. I'm sorry, brother. Commercials might be turned on. I apologize, guys. Oh, okay. So the Pair Awakening, can it push 250 ohm headphones? I know the RCP2 did. Okay, so let's check. I got some right here. Give me a second. Okay. Yeah. So my gain, just so you know, we'll get to the questions here, guys. Just 2 seconds here. I was talking to, I miss Timothy Dowd. I'll come back to that, brother. This is Mike. Mike, one of the things I love about this thing is the, let's push this. The indicator is really nice on this thing. Okay, so I was at 50% headphones, and I can hear just fine. I can crank this all the way up, and yeah, it's the headphone preamps are fantastic. So yeah, here's the DT770. Just to prove, kind of hard to see, but these are the 250 ohm. You'll see that in there. So not a problem. Now I'm going to go back. That was Mike. Let's go back. Or no, that was the Pair Awakening. Mike asked, can the sound pads be replaced with change scenes in OBS? Yes. I'm glad you asked. Okay, so let's go back here. Customize smart pads. And let's go to here and the trombone. Okay, so you can actually go over to MIDI control, overwrite the pad, and here where you can actually set up the values. This is all Greek to me. I'm not going to lie. This kind of stuff, I see it and I get a little quiver. So I'm going to be learning how to do this stuff over the next little bit. But yeah, you can have this trigger MIDI. You can have it trigger OBS, all that stuff. So once I figure out how to do this, I'll probably do a video on it. But yeah, that's pretty straightforward. Now, I do have to back up a bit. Timothy, I'm a mobile streamer on the beach or in the bar. Got to get ready for tonight's show. You have a great channel. I'm debating if I need the Streamer X or the Rodecaster Duo. Cheers, Timothy. Have yourself a great day, brother. I appreciate the sentiment. I'm glad you enjoy the channel. The Rodecaster Duo is in the mail. I've been told that. So reviews are kind of all creeping out all at the same time. It's funny. Rode is really pacing the releases on this stuff. So yeah, stay tuned. The Rodecaster Duo review is on the way. I can promise you that. Now for the oh wait, let's go there. Select the device. Perfect. Let's see if we got any others. Does it have more free? That's funny. Does it have compressor or other DSP? Yes. Yes, it does. If you go into the audio setup here, so this is my microphone here. You can see my microphone controls, and you press on this. Let's just move. Nope, wrong one. Let's move me over. No, I can't. Oh, no. Okay. So there's that, and let's move that over to there. There we go. Let's move me there. So you can see this is the same setup as you have on the Rodecaster Pro 2 and the Rodecaster, frankly. I believe they updated the processing, the Orlix, all the Aphex, that's what it's called. I believe it's got a slight update for the Rodecaster Pro 2, if I recall. But yeah, you can do all the same things that you want to do with this as you can with the Rodecaster Pro. It's just all done through software. Now, all the DSP is on board with the Streamer X, just so you know. So all of the processing is not lumped onto your computer while you're streaming. All the processing is done on board. There's a little computer chip inside the Streamer X that handles all of that processing, so you don't end up with all the lag and all the crap there. So, does the PodMic 2 have USB? Yes, it does. Back here, it's hard to see. You can see the little brass. Here, come on. All right, let's loosen you off. Let's bring you down. So you see the little brass volume knob here, and you'll see on this side there's a USB port, I think. Yeah, that's a USB port right there. And this is your volume control, little brass knob. And it's actually kind of cute when you get this thing. Where'd it go? There it is. If you're only planning on using this thing for USB, it comes with a little XLR plug. So the XLR plug is actually installed when you buy this microphone. And yeah, USB, and you can use this USB through Unify, and basically get this sound out of it. Now, I do have a lower end voice, but I do struggle with the higher end. I have a lot of sibilance. I have a lot of that, and I can get a lot of control from about 6K up. This thing does perfectly fine for me. I have no issues whatsoever. Subscribed and bell rung. Can't wait. Cheers, Timothy. Thanks, brother. Pair Awakening, Rob, by the way. How off topic are you guys willing to let me go today? Sean, you do whatever you want, brother. What do we got? Does the PodMic 2 have USB? Yeah, okay, so Sean, the Pair Awakening, if it comes with an XLR cable and takes XLR inputs, then why bother with USB? It's interesting. So it all depends on what you want to do. I'm really I'm starting to get onto the USB's perfectly fine now. And I know Sean's going to gasp and maybe even have a bit of a health issue from me saying that. But with the way Rode has been rolling out USB, the same preamps in this. So for a USB microphone to be a USB microphone, it needs a preamp in it, okay? And it needs to work like an interface without owning an interface. And they have those same Revolution preamps inside these microphones. So the preamp that you're listening to on the Rode X Streamer X is going to be the same sound that you get out of the Rode PodMic USB. And that's the beauty of it. They've got really nice preamps, and those preamps are inside this microphone. So if you don't want to go through the process of buying an interface and all that, my God, man, the NT1 5th gen sounds fantastic. It's mind-blowing that other companies haven't gotten on board with, why don't we just take one of our best-selling mics and throw a preamp in there? Sure had the opportunity. They came out with the MV7, a microphone that does not sound like the SM7B. What if they released the SM7B USB? Oh my God. Do you know how many of those would have sold? They could have put any price tag on the SM7B USB, but no. They had to release the MV7, which was... It's a good mic. A lot of people use it, but it ain't an SM7B. So it's just, I love the way Rode has been going about this. And yeah, USB microphones, hell, if you can only afford this, you still get this. You still get all of that, the audio setup. You still get all that. And you got the Rode PodMic. I'm actually kind of on board with this from here on out. This is from a guy that has a lot of gear sitting behind him. And, like, I've got, lots of interfaces. I've got $1,000 interface on my main setup. And a Rode PodMic, man, would be simple. Plug it in and go. Zinnios, it's more smoother than PodMic. Much better. Zinnios, that's because of the processing that's set up on this. All that processing is fantastic, man. The Rode nailed it with their Aphex. Like that Aphex processing is just, and they tuned it for their own microphones, right? Like you can tune it yourself, but isn't it nice when you just plug in a Rode mic and it just sounds good? You don't have to go in and screw around. Pair Awakening Sennheiser profile is very impressive. That's why I ask. Yeah, you know what? And that's the thing. I don't know if you can use this with other USB mics. So I don't know if you can run a USB mic into the Streamer X that isn't Rode and it will work. I don't know. I don't think so. I do know one thing. You can't use any of the Rode processing through if you plug it in. You can't use that. So you need to have a Rode microphone to use the processing. Let's go here. So Timothy, that's awesome. Yes, it is. Okay, Sean, I was watching this YouTube channel with a guy that talks about theme parks. He was excited to talk about Marineland in Niagara Falls being sold and what it would like to see happen to it. That's very random. That is really, man, you really got off course there. Blocking mic technique annoyed the hell out of me. I thought his ideas were poop. Yeah, you know what? Camera and audio, video is important. Video is very important. Audio is just so important, though. It destroys video. If you're watching a video with crappy audio, it is much worse than a video with crappy video. I'll watch a crappy video with crappy video. I will not watch a great video with crappy audio whatsoever. I can accept the idea that viable quality USB microphone is now on the market, and I do wonder if this board is optimized for USB in and out to your computer. Maybe that's better. It seems to be. Yeah, Rode is doing their homework. And even if it doesn't necessarily work right away as you would want it to or expect it to, and I'm not saying this doesn't. This seems to work perfectly fine for, I haven't plugged the USB mic into it yet, to be fair. But they'll just listen and make sure it works. Like, that's the thing about Rode is, if you're an early adopter, there might be some hiccups, but probably not. They've already got a lot of the hiccups on the audio side taken care of. So if you have a Rodecaster Pro 2, they've already ironed out a lot of the issues that popped up from early adopters. Now they're just kind of pumping that into the Streamer X, and the video seems to work. There's no issue whatsoever with the video. So I don't know, man. I'm thinking this is going to be a pretty smooth launch the way this is going. I think it's pretty cool. Only minor heart palpitations now suggesting USB mics. Pair Awakening, I use an SM7B and the Sennheiser profile sound blew me away. You know what? I still need to buy one because Sennheiser's not sending it to me, which is fine. I don't care. I lost my Sennheiser contact a little while ago. But I just, there's so much. And like, I don't have time. There's so much to review and to take care of. And I'm working with some other mic companies and doing this and that and the other thing. And I'm also kind of slowly dripping some music related stuff in there. Like we have miking drum kits and stuff like that to just play around and see, kind of test the waters. So yeah, like I would love to get them all. I don't have time to review 3 videos a week. So I will be getting it. I will be getting it at some point, the Sennheiser profile. From what I've heard, it sounds fantastic. Until I have it on my voice, though, it's really hard to tell. Have you changed any settings or just plug and play right now? Zinnios, this is literally plug and play. So in here, these are the only settings that you really have. Audio setup, nothing really messed with whatsoever. Device configuration doesn't give you a whole lot either. Customizing smart pads is basically just I've changed out one audio smart pad. Which one was it?
Is it? No, it's not that one.
Not that one either. Where'd it go? No. That said. There it is. That said. Yeah. Take a drink. So yeah, this is just plug and play, man. I plugged it in and I started going. It's been a great experience thus far. So this is my new streaming setup. I will be going live with this tonight, for the live stream with Dylan, which I'm really looking forward to. So yeah, stay tuned for that if you guys are interested in just seeing, like, I'm going to play around with it. I'm going to see how it goes, how the experience is with this day to day, and the review should be ready for Monday. I mean, it's really hard to, once you've tried it out, once you've kind of got the experience of using it, I've just got to go through and make sure certain things are working. And yeah, that'll be part of the review. And that was the rest of the story. Sean, so the idea that some say if the content is really good or important, then the Trump's technical quality in video or audio, this guy offered none of it. The expectations of audio is up now. It's true, man. If you have bad audio in 2023, you done screwed up. Like there's no reason to have bad audio. It's not cheap to have good audio, but it's also not hard. It's not brutally expensive. This USB microphone is not brutally expensive. There's no reason to have bad audio in 2023. 100% agree. Bad audio, I tune off. Pair Awakening. Cheers, brother. Zinnios, I agree with you. Rode is killing it lately. They will be so ahead in 3 to 4 years. I can't even imagine. Yeah, it's hard to imagine because I'm looking at, like, I do know that Mackie just released their I guess kind of challenger. And when I talked, I did a video about why Rode is taking over the world a couple weeks back, or how they took over the world. And one of the things I pointed out in that is nobody's one-upping Rode. Everyone's just coming to the table with something that is like Rode or passable. It's like something, oh, it's cheaper though, but does it do everything? No, it doesn't do everything. That's why it's cheaper. And this is the thing, like, companies, if you want to get a piece of that proper pie, you need to do something better than Rode. And I haven't sat down with any other units that challenge the Rodecaster Pro 2 or whatever. But I can tell you that nobody is yet doing anything better than Rode does it. So yeah, like if there's not a company out there that can actually competently develop and produce a product that does something better than Rode, nobody's going to challenge them. And they're just going to literally sit in that throne. It's insane. Like, Rode is one-upping themselves, for crying out loud. Yeah, the DLZ. I was part of the, I chatted with them about it quite a while ago, and I thought I had one coming, but they never sent one to me. And right now, I mean, there's such a mix of products hitting the market. What an awkward day for it to go live. But you know what? I mean, that's cool. I will get the DLZ. I will make sure that thing's being tested because I'm really curious to see how it stands up, and being able to do side-by-sides and comparisons would be really cool. But for now, I don't have one. So I've only seen Booth Junkies. That's all I've seen on that. So bought the first Rode USB microphone. It's smooth as silk. Lionheart Roar. Cheers, brother. Whoa, I can't believe I'm here for this. Dan, what time is it where you are, Dan? I want to know. Oh, Lionheart said, I love the Rode NTA series. Yeah, the NT1A and NT2A. I've used the NT1A. It's a little too bright for me. I love the NT2A. Big fan of the NT2A. Wow, I'm getting real behind. All right, so it's 8:33 where you are. Okay, well, that's not too bad. Well, you're on Pacific? You're Pacific, right? Dan? Somewhere around there? That sounds like a Pacific number. Let's get into some more questions. Fantastic. The new Mackie thing looks cool, but other than the line inputs, I think Rode still beats it. It's going to be really hard to beat Rode. Their EIN, so their noise level on their stuff is non-existent. So you're not going to beat them on preamps. I don't know how good the Mackie Onyx preamps It's been, 5 years since I've used a Mackie product. So I don't know. I can't say that their preamps are going to be awesome, but I mean, the preamps are you're not going to hear much different, right? Like it's not going to be like anything that blows you out of the water preamps. The effects, I don't know. Rode has a really good thing going with their Aphex. That's going to be hard to beat. The ability to do custom mixes for headphones, the ability, like the stuff that Rode does, and the amount of money they're pouring into the research, no one else is doing it. So, and the great thing the Rode has is they have community too. They have a bunch of people that own these products, not just guys like me who they're sending it to like review. They have a ton of people that are owning these products that are giving them feedback and, you know, just coming into the market. It must be terrifying for a company like Mackie to put the research and development in and to release a product. Boss, the Roland, the Boss one, I can't even remember the name of it. That one's on its way as well. And I'm really looking forward to being able to sit down with that. But it's also like, they're all starting to look alike. Have you noticed? Has anyone else noticed they're all starting to look alike? And they all seem to have the same style that Rode has. Interesting. And you know what? The last truly original one was the Tascam Mixcast 4. Outside of that, everything's starting to just look like the Rodecaster Pro 2. So, yeah, Rode's going to be tough to beat, man. Like, by far. I have 3 Behringer audio boards sitting in my closet. Even one that technically works as an audio interface. I know I'll never use any of them again. Rode is making something just so much better. Yeah, and interfaces now, there's like a bare minimum with interfaces now. Like even the Scarlett 2i2 with an EIN of neg 128 is still like, really? Only neg 128, eh? Really? At that price point? Really? Because there's just so much more out there. Like there's just so much more these days. Even like USB mics with a lower EIN than a Scarlett 2i2. That's sad. I agree with you. Fantastic. It looks interesting though. The Mackie DLC. You know what? The only thing I can say about all the other releases outside of the Rode Sphere, for you, the consumer, it's good. For anyone that's getting into audio, the more companies that have something that challenges the supremacy of Rode is just good for you. That just means that these companies are going to be trying to serve you better, trying to give you what you want better. They're trying to do everything better. And the only one that gets anything from that is the end user. So if all these companies are releasing products, even if they suck, even if they're great, doesn't matter. They're only going to, in the end, support you. And that's the best thing about it. And that comes down to pricing. That comes to, like, the pricing of it is going to be a huge factor. If something comes out that rivals the Rodecaster Pro 2 or the Streamer X, that impacts pricing. That makes prices lower. The only person that will benefit from it is the end user. So definitely root for good products to come out. Definitely root for it. Mike, did I miss you? It really looks like a child's toy with a color scheme, though it works as well as reviewers are saying. You can change the color scheme, dude. The only thing that you can't control, and you can see it right here, this little light, the light that shows the indicator of what you're controlling. So you have the main mic, you have the headphone mic, and then you have the wireless. It's the only color you can't change. I would love to be able to change that. Just saying. The light is important. Don't get me wrong. But yeah. It looks cute. I like it. Mike, the Streamer X is a perfect example of an innovation through disruption. I want to poke at Brand X and tell them to do something. And that's the thing. This is good. A good example of this is if anyone's in like their own computer building space, about 2017, up until 2017, CPU production was like completely stagnant. You could still only get 4-core processors. You like 4-core 4-thread was like the step down from the 4-core 8-thread. And Intel, which was the top of the heap, wasn't doing anything about it. They weren't progressing the CPU market because they had no challenge. AMD couldn't do crap with their processors. Their processors were garbage. And then AMD released something that challenged what Intel could do. And in fact, By the time AMD hit their third generation of CPUs off Ryzen, all of a sudden, Intel was moving. Intel was like, "Oh crap, we need to take it over." And now those two are very closely matched in performance. And the pricing is awesome. And you saw this when Ryzen was released. The pricing started to come down for Intel. The pricing for Ryzen was competitive as well. And everyone got something out of that except for AMD and Intel. The challenge in the market is so important for keeping companies honest. It keeps companies working for you. And this is the thing, because companies don't have a personal relationship with the people using their equipment. The company doesn't love you. You are their consumer. You are a customer of theirs that they take care of. They offer you a product. They offer, like, Rode is great at, releasing something, fixing it, or replacing it as time comes. But in the end, there's no relationship between you and the company. The relationship ends up being when other companies start releasing stuff. It pushes them to higher heights. And that's the one thing that I'm really looking forward to in this. I want a nice AMD Intel-like battle happening between these giants. We'll see if it can happen. The preamps on the Rode quieter Onyx noise floor are not so quiet. Yeah, that's a big issue, man. I wonder if Shure will eventually buy something like Tascam or Focusrite, or they lose a whole lot of market share. Sure, I don't think we'll ever worry about market share. They own the SM58. They own the SM7B. They own the SM57. On those three microphones alone. And you got to remember, from a podcast perspective, like, a musician isn't buying a PodMic. A musician's buying an SM58. From a podcast perspective, Shure has no foothold. None. Except for the SM7B. But even that is somewhat being outclassed by other microphones that sound just as good but need less, like the PodMic. It doesn't need as much, right? It's $100 and some odd dollars. This one's a little more expensive, the USB version, because it does have a processor in it. Sorry, bumping the mic. So I don't know if Shure's too worried about that. It would be interesting to see Shure buy something up to develop their product, because they did dip their toe in with the USB market with the MV7. I would love, the only way I could see Rode being challenged right now, like right this moment, is if a company like Shure released something like the SM7B with a USB. That would blow my mind. That's something that would have everybody on toes. Everybody would be like, ooh, got to challenge the SM7B USB. That would be rough. But who knows? Who knows if that's ever going to happen? Rode's definitely painting a pretty good light with their products and how it can be rolled out with the USB connectivity in there. I love it. Preamps on the Rode are quite a dirty blue tube. How's she going? I'm so happy with my PodMic USB. It's my first real mic ever. That's awesome. And it's really cool. I didn't even know these things were out in the market. That's very, very cool to see. I should have done my review on this last week. Damn it. Missed it. I bought an XDM 100 for $190, but I returned it because the software wasn't great. And even with the $60 discount, I didn't think it was worth it. I don't, what was the problem you had? That was from Corky Jungle. Corky, what was the issue you had with the software? I think the software is great. There's a learning curve to the software. I'm not the greatest at a lot of the streamer type routing and stuff like that with, I know how to do routing, but I find routing is one of those things that I get lost in the weeds pretty quick. I also really like the XCM50. I love the XDM 100. I think it's a great microphone. It's big. It's chunky in your face, and it's got a nice aesthetic to it. The XCM50, though, that sounded gorgeous. Does Streamer X have presets for different mics like Rodecaster? No. More for E. And let's go back to this screen here. So audio setup. When you go in here, this is pretty much all you have. Now, is this going to be something they change in the future? Hell yeah. I believe this is something that's being fleshed out. I believe this is something that is going to be developed over time. Down here, you can see you have all the different types of types of settings you can have for presentations, streaming. This is a streaming one. We'll go gaming. Yeah, and you can actually change what inputs you have here, but that's all you have, man. There's no, you can choose line in with a guitar, which I'm kind of curious who's using a guitar with the Streamer X, but what do I know? You can actually plug in a guitar and a USB mic and have both going at the same time, so. I do believe that's something they're going to be working on. I will definitely put in a request of whether or not that's coming out. Can you please do a broadcast EQ bass treble up mid-low? I wonder how does it sound. Broadcast EQ. So this is basically, let me put this out. So this is basically what I've got going on right now. This is the EQ. So let's get the EQ up here. Oh, I don't. How did this all change? I had this all set up earlier. God damn it. All right, so give me a dip in the mids. The high gain I don't need on, or the high gain. Okay, so let's get a little bit of that treble. High bell. We're going to put that up here. High gain. There we go. We've got a little bit of that mouth noise. There we go. Low gain. We don't really need much low gain. We're going to put the mid bell at about 250. Let's put it right 285 and put the low bell up here. So the low bell is going to be at 80. Okay, so the mid scoop, and then we got the high bell. We can give this a little bit. Oh man, that's going to be. Let's back this off. So we got a little bit more. Let's go to 9,000. There we go. So this is kind of the broadcast EQ. This was all set up. I don't know why all this. See, like the big bottom, the exciter. You got panning, high pass filters on 70 hertz. I do love that you can even change the slope of this. 18 dB per octave. So you can be like really aggressive with your high pass filter. Let's bring this down. 12 dB per octave is fine. De-esser, so you can see that's running. Noise gate I don't bother with, and this is a compression. This is actually pretty low compression, so 4.0. There we go. So that's a compression on here. You're going to notice it's a little more aggressive. Let's bring that up. There we go. Threshold. And you can have output gain as well. Yeah, the Aphex name again always popped in and out of my experience like this. Nice. So that's basically, I guess, a broadcast setup there, buddy. Sean, so what can be said for 32 bits in the boards now? Yeah, this thing I don't think is 32-bit. I don't think so. Really unnecessary. Let's just put it that way. Really, really unnecessary. There are reasons you would need 32-bit, but I'm finding that it's less and less. The more you think about setting your own gain and all that stuff, 32-bit is not necessary. Philip Spindler. I just thought, sorry, Sean, I just thought of something horrible. Alex Jones and Tucker Carlson settings. The Alex Jones one would be like 4 feet from Mike. Philip Spindler, hi from Switzerland. Do I need any software from Rode running in the background, or does it work without? It works without. Streamer X, so this is the Rode Connect. And if I close that, I'm still, see, I just closed the, stream, the Rode Connect. There we go. Let's open that again. So I was using that. Rode Central, not Rode Connect. So we got Rode Central back. Let's bring that over here. Nope, wrong one. All right, let's bring this one back over here. There we go. So yeah, you don't have to have it running in the background. And the great thing about this, Philip, is the all of the effects are done on the unit. So all of the processing of the effects, it's not done on your computer. So if you put compression and all that stuff on, that's done on the unit, the DSP or the digital signal processing on the little computer chip on the Streamer X here. Cool. Rudy M Channel. Hi everyone. How's it going, Rudy? How you doing, brother? Dan, it's cool to see Affect. Okay, got to that. Yes, finally I was able to see live Dark Corner Studios. Been watching your channel. Cheers, brother. Thanks, man. Yeah, I know we're not the most accessible channel out there because we live stream Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern, and I do know we do have a lot of European viewers, which I do appreciate you guys coming out. And I think I might maybe I'll start something up where it's an earlier Friday stream. Fridays are pretty open for me to a degree. It's either all hell breaks loose on a Friday or I have lots of time to play around. So, Unleash Jeremy Hansen, have you had a chance to try out the new Mackie? Marine X, cheers, brother. Thanks for the This is the problem with Fridays, by the way. My brain is usually like completely warped. Thanks for the super chat. I'll get to that in 2 seconds. Unleash Jeremy Hansen, have you had a chance to try out the new Mackie? No, not yet. I was supposed to receive one. I just contacted Mackie. I believe there's going to be one coming out soon. So stay tuned for that. It will be happening on this channel. Same thing with the Roland or the Boss one. I'm also going to be trying that out. Xenios, is it around 150? I forgot the price. Streamer X is $4.99. Streamer X is $4.99. 1 second. Streamer X. B&H Photo. So the pre-order is $3.99 US for the Streamer X. I believe the US or the Rodecaster Duo sits at about $4.99 if I recall. And that's also pre-order. I don't know if that's going to be I don't know. I haven't been given prices, or at least I should look through all the stuff they sent me to see whether or not the prices are in there, but I have no idea right now. So, but I can tell you it pre-orders for $3.99. Thanks for answering my question. Cheers, Philip. That's what we do on live streams here, is we try to answer every question that comes through. It's hell sometimes, but you know what? It's also a lot of fun. I prefer talking with people. Like our Friday evening streams with me and Dylan. Dylan and I can chat, and then every once in a while we go to chat, and we try to get through all the chat messages. But this, to me, is why you live stream. You live stream so you can chat with people. Now, Marine X, good stuff. So this thing could replace my Moto M4 and ATEM Mini. I want to stream in 4K, and the ATEM Mini is lacking. Yes, and you know what? That's the wild thing, and this is wild. The fact that Rode is replacing an ATEM Mini. Rode is replacing a rather expensive camera or video switcher. And that's one thing about ATEM that they have over Rode right now is the inputs. So you have I don't know if the ATEM Mini has multiple video inputs. But if you need more than one camera on you for a stream, yeah, it's not going to replace anything. If you want 4K and you want it at a decent price, yes, this thing will work for you. And the great thing about that is it gets more off your desk than just an ATEM Mini. It also, like you said, your Moto M4 off the desk. And it's super, once again, this thing is tiny. It's not much bigger than the palm of my hand. That's kind of cool when you're replacing everything off of it. Cheers, Marine. I appreciate that super chat, by the way. Xenios, how many XLR inputs StreamX have? One XLR input. I wonder if you could use it for video podcast kind of situation. I do know, like, if you use it in conjunction with Unify, you'd be able to, you'd both, for a live stream, you'd have to be using OBS and have another input on your computer. I'm not exactly sure how that works. Not a streaming god, but yeah, it has one XLR input. If you need other, you can, as I showed you with let me go back to this. So I showed you with this, your audio device setup, you have multiple inputs for audio, and these USB input, this USB 2 can be a microphone. So you can put a USB microphone and an XLR microphone onto this thing, and you're fine. I'd be interested to see if they put out like a 2-3 input, especially the HDMI input, 2 or 3 HDMI inputs on this thing, and have it as a switcher. That would be cool. Just thinking out loud. Yeah, the PodMic hit stores in the Netherlands last week. Nice. I had this since last week. I was told to hold because they're like, you're not going to be able to use anything until we can get the the software set up for it. So yeah, just hang on to it. I'm like, all right. I didn't realize that the PodMic was good to go. That was my oversight. I'm an idiot. Rudy M channel, I'm doing good. Really happy to see you. Happy to see you too, Rudy. Cheers, brother. Sean's been to the Netherlands. I've always wanted to go to the Netherlands. Oh my God. Rudy, I watched your channel because I purchased Procaster 2 and learned from on how. Cheers, brother. I'm glad I can help you out, man. That's one of the fun parts of doing this job is you get to help out. And it can be really tough because there's a lot of people calling asking for help. So Red Cabin, I'll email later about Hurt. Ooh. Yeah, email me, man. Hit me up. Aiden at darkcornerstudios.tech. The website is darkcornerstudios.tech, so you can hit that up. Streamer X Pro, but with more HDMI inputs and maybe extra XLR input at $500 would kill everything in market. And that's the thing, right? But I think this is, like Rode has shown that they're willing to do proof of concept releases. Okay. So the proof of concept, kind of the original Rodecaster Pro, and then they're like, oh shit, we need so much more on this. We need to release something that does so much more. So they released the Rodecaster Pro 2. The Streamer X, Streamer Triple X. Yeah, no, probably not. But like a Streamer X with all those inputs and all that stuff would be massive. And that would probably, like you said, kill everything in the market. Probably put Go XLR out of business, like flat out. Just Go XLR is just like close up shop. You done good, kid. Time to pack up. Rudy, nice videos and channel. Thank you so much for that super chat, Rudy. I appreciate that, brother. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. It's been a long time. We've been working on this channel for a long time. It's great here, especially with the weather now. Dirty Blue Tube. Yeah, Netherlands. We're going to Scotland and England this summer. And I looked at the temperatures in Scotland in August, and it's like 18 degrees. It's like 35 degrees in Canada, where I live in Ottawa. About 35 degrees in Canada in August. So, ugh. A little late for the live stream, but when are you getting your hands on the Rodecaster Duo? It's in the mail right now. Rode, I think right now is trying to space everything out. They're trying to like make sure everything has room to breathe. They don't want like just this massive product, like everybody like getting in on it. I think they want to be very, very careful with how they release all this stuff. So everything gets its time in the review cycle before people can buy it. I don't even know when this stuff's going to be released. Okay. So that's the thing. Like they haven't really shared with me release dates, anything like that. They are honestly trying to get the quirks out. They're literally trying to make sure that people who buy this aren't early adopters. I think that's the big thing that Rode's trying to make sure that they've got everything ironed out and everything's good to go. So, Rudy M, I don't play a role with the organization. I'm just a follower, but you might want to try the Discord. More activity might really break the discussion open about some of this. Yeah, buddy, hit us up on Discord. The Discord link, I think, is down below. It's in every video description. So if you want to jump on the Discord, it is out and about there. Oh, Philip, cheers, brother. CHF. The CHF. What is CHF? I'm really curious now. CHF. Okay. The Swiss franc. I didn't know the Swiss franc went by CHF. That's really cool. One of the things I love about YouTube is you get to learn different monetary values. England, I'm not looking forward to England as much, although I'm going to be spending my birthday in England. In London, I'm really looking forward to Scotland. I hit Ireland up 5 years back, and it was one of the, if you ever go on a vacation, you're like, wow, I don't ever have to leave again. I'm home. Ireland was that for me. I loved in Belfast. Belfast was just, I felt like I was home. So I'm really looking forward to Scotland. It's kind of like my ancestry, Scotland, Ireland, and England. So I am looking forward to it. Mr. Duriv. Hello, what about the mixer shortcuts controls with the knobs on the device? Are you able to easily control and switch between channels in the device itself without a need to go into the software? Yes. I showed this off just a little while ago. So you'll notice here, let me bring up my page so I can see what the hell I'm doing. There we go. So here, when you click this, it goes in between your devices. So you have this is the microphone that I'm on right now. Next up is the headphone. So if you plug in the NTH 100s with the headphone or with the mic piece, that'll switch over to that. And then you have wireless over here. Okay, so you can switch between them. As soon as I switch, you won't be able to hear me, but. And we're back again. So yeah, you can switch through all of them just with a push of the button. I love the granular meter here to actually look down and see how much gain's on your mic. All you got to do is look down. You can see it moving. It's really hard to see on video, but you can kind of see it moving there. And the same thing with the headphones. You can see it when you turn it down and turn it up. Yeah, it's a very, very cool unit. Off topic, but enjoy summer as well. So many reviews. Yeah, I love summer for a lot of things. Philip, once again, thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate that, brother. I'm in Saskatchewan, Dark Corner Studio, still learning on my roads. Nice, Saskatchewan. I do love me driving through Saskatchewan, man. You can watch your cat run away for days. Flat as hell. I used to live in Alberta. I grew up in Thunder Bay, Ontario. I moved to Alberta, to Edmonton, Alberta for 6 years. And I lived there, and then I moved back to Toronto, and then I moved with my wife to Ottawa. So I've driven past Saskatchewan many, many, many times. Scotland weather is as predictable as next year's forecast. Love it. Can't wait. You know what? I don't even mind the rain. I just want to see Scotland. Sean, Kitchen Zombie. Hey, buddy. How's it going? Hi, Dark. You can call me Aiden. Yeah, I'm going to be most of the time I'll be in Edinburgh. That's kind of, so my wife is doing the Highlands Trail with my child, and they're going to go for, I think, 2 days, and I'm going to be alone in Edinburgh to kind of see the sights. I'm going to be doing a lot of, like, we're staying outside of Edinburgh for quite a while, but we're going to be kind of in smaller communities. We're doing Airbnbs, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Travel to India. It'll be cheaper with your monthly Canadian expense. You know what? My wife did travel to India, and our favorite food is Indian food. We eat a lot of Indian food, so that's not exactly off the cards. Just saying. Pair Awakening, Edinburgh. Thanks. Sean is pronounced Thunder Bay. Thunder Bay there, bye. Philip, any reason why the RA20 would sound worse on the Streamer X than on the Rodecaster? No, it's the exact same preamps. It's the exact same everything. So that's the thing about, see if you see the front of this, Revolution preamps. It says it right there. These preamps are the exact same that are on the Rodecaster Pro 2. So whatever it sounds like on the Rodecaster Pro 2, and the other thing is with the USB microphones, same thing. They're the Revolution preamps on the inside. So, amen, Sean. Indian food is fantastic. You know what, guys? I'm going to end this here, though. You cut out video when you put the device down. Oh, shoot. See no, I'm rubbing my hands together. I can see myself. Okay, cool. We're good. Yeah, so that's probably my USB cable, by the way. The one that I dug out from underneath my desk. I'm going to end it here. Cheers, guys. Have yourself a great rest of your day. And we'll be back, probably Dylan and I, a little bit later on tonight. Rode NT1 5th Gen is a perfect home studio microphone, Rudy M. Just so you know. If you need a home studio mic, you do need treatment on your walls, though. It is a fantastic condenser, but you do need to use it in a treated environment. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much for coming out. Thank you to everybody that dropped a super chat in, and we'll see you a little bit later on tonight. Have a great day, guys.